and welcome YouTube. This video is entitled, Your Mom Can Forecast the Weather. So we decided to do a quick live stream here. We're going to let some music play for you here for a moment, and we'll be right back. Tell your friends and foes that we're streaming live. Here's You, Me, Us in the meantime. Welcome to all you mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. All right, we back. And if you're wondering, that track is called You, Me, Us. It's from 2009, actually. So we've got some interesting features here. Some very sort of what you'd call stagnant atmospheric features. And let me bring up Epic Pen here. Just bear with me a quick moment. I just kind of decided to do a live stream spur of the moment here. So, yeah, let me bring up Epic Pen to show you what I'm talking about. All you weather sub-nerds out there. So this area right here, you see these clouds forming in that area? That's one of those situations where the humidity and the atmospheric pressure and the temperature are just right. And these are the kind of environments where you can see clouds just suddenly, spontaneously forming and evaporating and so on. These are the kind of areas where people think they're seeing chemtrails. Now, by the way, this satellite imagery here, this is at a resolution of 2 kilometers, I believe. Not sure if it says it on here or not. I know the water vapor map is a resolution of 2 kilometers. Anyway, I wanted to look at not so much that area, although we will look at that area. Let's zoom in right there on the border between Alabama and Georgia. We'll show the same spot on the water vapor map, which I've zoomed, which is actually zoomed to a different level here. The water vapor map, you got to zoom it all the way in. The visible satellite, you want to have it at a low zoom to have the same zoom as the water vapor. So let's get those on screen for you here. So a fantastic pressure gradient happening there. By the way, for those of you, a little tidbit for those of you on YouTube, it's rare we put up a YouTube live stream exclusive, so let's put this up. And by the way, we'll put your chats up here in a moment also. We do have your chat window there, so leave us a comment if you're viewing if you're able to see the video, let us know. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in. So here's the water vapor environment, and you can see the air right here is much more moist than the air over here, which means that is a higher pressure regime. There is a pressure boundary right there, probably accompanied by a large temperature boundary also. But in any case, you can see that area there where the atmosphere is trying to reach static equilibrium. The atmosphere is very close to dew point in that area, as you can see clouds forming and evaporating. And thanks for leaving a comment, Nay B. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. One of our favorite parents on the channel there, Nay B. We hope you're having a lovely day. Did you see the high temperature anomalies from this morning's meteorology segment? It's going to be like, I don't know, what does that equate to? 90 degrees in Wisconsin? Something like that? Although we're not sure if you're in Wisconsin yet. Hopefully you are. Back in cheese country. All right, so there's some great imagery there. These areas right here, these are areas that are just, you could probably create a cloud by flying a hang glider through the air in these areas right here. Because of the very precise atmospheric conditions that are in those areas. That's why those clouds are forming like that. And if we zoom in farther, it would look even more funky. But I wanted to look at the area over here by the New Mexico-Arizona border, because there's going to be some funky clouds forming there all day. We've got some weird pressure gradients happening in those areas. So let's zoom out on the water vapor map as well and show this exact same area, because it's a great opportunity to understand the way atmospheric physics works. So here's an example of a bunch of dry, massive air, and it's kind of being halted there. Because keep in mind, when the air goes over a mountain, there's a pressure drop as the air descends, and that creates a different dew point. So what's interesting is when we talk about humidity, right? We're referring to relative humidity. So I, being the weather nerd that I am, a lot of times somebody will say, "Man, it's really humid out," and I'll say, "Yeah, the humidity is at 100%." That's because if it's raining, right? If you see snow, fog, rain, sleet. All of those things, snow, fog, rain, and sleet, those are all precipitation. And in order for that to occur, the relative humidity must be at 100%. So the relative humidity, folks, is a function of atmospheric pressure, temperature, and humidity all together, which equates to what we call the dew point. That's the point at which precipitation occurs. So in most environments on Earth, if you drop the temperature, you will reach dew point because there's usually enough humidity that when you drop the temperature, something will happen. You'll either see fog, rain, snow, sleet, something like that, some kind of precipitation. Remember, folks, fog counts as precipitation. So let's zoom back out to a nationwide scale here again, just to sort of reset things. Oh, and by the way, if you've ever noticed that we play white noise on the channel, it's on purpose. It's this White Noise and Company. You can set up your own white noise there. It's fantastic. If you need white noise to sleep, it's a great website. You could just have your computer playing that white noise all the time. If it does crash your PC, it may cause a weird sound to come out, but hey, them's the risks that you gotta take, folks. Them's the risks that you gotta take. Yes, you can build your own white noise. It's pretty cool because it's got like an equalizer where you can turn up the volumes of different frequencies to build your own white noise. Ours is sort of designed to sound like the -D Enterprise from Star Trek The Next Generation, you know, Picard's Enterprise. It's designed to sound like Picard's Enterprise at warp speed. You know, there's this constant when they're at warp. It's supposed to sound like that. And it's just great. So check out these clouds over Texas. Here's another great example of some funky clouds. Let's zoom in on that area. And, geez, must be that bit of moisture right there. The goal is to get the same zoom on both images, folks. So let's see if we accomplished that. Pretty close, pretty close. So that is the same zoom. That's how you do it. You use the low-level zoom on the water vapor map. Equates to the high zoom on the... Sorry, the high zoom on the water vapor map equates to the low zoom on the visible satellite. In other words, the visible satellite has a little higher resolution. You see those clouds just evaporating there? That's a result of a pressure change. Those clouds are heating up and they're burning off, essentially. The water is becoming vapor once again in those areas, and that's why that's happening. You can see not a huge variation in water vapor occurring there. Could actually be precipitation also causing that. But I don't think it's precipitating there at the moment. So, but many of you have probably seen features like this where you see clouds building up on one side of a mountain and then vanishing, or like a lenticular cloud that vanishes and reappears throughout the day. That's sort of a common thing. Nay, are you in Wisconsin or are you in California? I can't remember. So let's actually zoom in farther here, just to show you a little more resolution of what's going on with these clouds as they evaporate. It's a great atmospheric feature happening there. And that's caused by a relatively stable atmosphere. You will not see that happen if there are high winds or a major jet stream interaction, because those kind of situations will disrupt these kind of situations. That said, let's go zoom back in on the Arizona/New Mexico border. So we've got some great cloud formations happening there. And you've got probably some of these lenticular cloud features happening. Speaking of lenticular cloud features, have you decided to subscribe to Two Pineapples? It's just a fantastic channel. And they're streaming live right now. Let me patch their audio here in for a quick moment.
It's still glowing over here on the far right. Is that where you're at?
I'm on the corner.
So yeah, Two Pineapples here is currently up above the Kilauea lava lake. It's just spectacular. And we view this stuff regularly on the channel. In fact, let's go to Discord and see if we can get Two Pineapples on the phone. Because that's always an interesting feature, right? Let's see what's going on. So we're going to try to give Two Pineapples a ring. I'm not sure if they'll answer because, again, they are streaming live at the moment. But let's see what happens. Going to attempt to start. How about a video call? Why not? Maybe they've got good bandwidth up there. Let's see what happens. Perhaps we'll create a feedback loop of doom by giving them a ring. Be perfect time to promote their channel in a live fashion here from the Smash News Network. Least busted name in news. So anyway, I don't think they're going to answer, probably because they are streaming live. It may be beyond their capabilities. Who knows? It could be beyond our capabilities. But make sure you subscribe to their channel regardless. It is just splentacular. Two Pineapples on YouTube. And they're getting some imagery of the observatories there. Thanks, Two Pineapples.
No joke up there.
That is Mauna Loa, I believe, right? So anyway, fantastic imagery here. Regularly with some killer music as well on Two Pineapples. I don't want to display that too long because of copyright infringement and so on. As you know, they're up there streaming live at massive personal risk and expense. I'm told they're not breathing in VOG. Here's another quick cut. We won't include their content too much because, hey, we want you to go subscribe to their channel. So yeah, check it out for sure. Two Pineapples. We're looking to get them on the channel at some point soon. Drop me a line, Two Pineapples. Let me type in your chat.
My hands.
When I was on the other side around 1 a.m., there were two lights that were definitely way out. Oh yeah, we see it all the time. It wouldn't be USGS. They're not creeping.
Anyway, let's get back to some weather stuff here. I wanted to take a moment to look at these interesting conditions.
I don't think they would. They're going to wait till light
over the the New Mexico / Arizona border. It's good times. So yeah, we've got these funky cloud formations happening. Let's zoom back out again. Go back to a low-level zoom to show this spectacular imagery. Interesting fact about if you've ever driven across the country from east to west, which I did in 1998. When you drive across New Mexico, it's pretty interesting because when you start out about here, you're at like 2,000 feet of altitude. And when you get to here, you're at like 5,000 feet of altitude. And when you get to here, you're at like 8,000 feet of altitude. And it's just a high plains, so it doesn't seem like you're on a mountain, but you're at a very, very high altitude. You know, this portion of Arizona is at like 8,000 feet of altitude, average altitude. So it's very interesting. You know, it's a super high altitude location there. And yeah, it's to the point where if you rode a bike there, you would notice the difference. You know, people say they can tell the difference at only like 5,000 feet of altitude, like you'd see at Denver. So yeah, it's It's an interesting part of the country, let's just say that. And driving across New Mexico is quite a desolate location, to say the least. Very desolate in New Mexico. If you think the world's overpopulated, go to these areas. See what that's like. And really, even these areas. Large portions of the U.S. not containing a lot of people. So anyway, I just figured I would do a quick live stream here, sort of spur of the moment, to let you know that your mom can forecast the weather. It's and if she watches our channel, she might be able to forecast the weather better than you can, as it's all about understanding the atmospheric physics, isn't it? So what else can we check out here? I'm liking the looks of this. Let's try and focus on that area. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to guess right there. Is that somewhat close? Let's see what it's like. Oh, not too bad. So there's a visible satellite. Quite a lot of turbulence here happening on the East Coast. There's a bit of a low kind of hanging out. I think it's somewhere around here. And we can take a look at windy.com, I suppose. It's more like off the coast of Virginia Beach. Pretty strong low there. By the way, at the moment, we've just got our space weather and meteorology console open here. This is just all of our web pages that we typically have open for all of you stargazers out there. Let's see what's going on with the sun. There is a series of coronal mass ejections happening as we make the video. It's enough to make you say, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" The sun is going to create a black hole. It's going to reverse the rotation of the entire universe. And the universe is going to begin to orbit the Earth instead of the Earth orbiting the sun orbiting the galactic core, and the galactic core orbiting something else, some other series of galaxies. And it's enough to make you say, "Oh my God." Oh my God, Magnum. All right, so it's about time to close this thing out. And let's cut back to some more visible satellite stuff. How about a surface winds analysis? There are the surface winds, like sands through the hourglass of time. There are the surface winds of your lives. Again, we've got this low pressure here off the coast of Virginia Beach, making for perhaps some good surf there along the east coast of the U.S. We certainly hope so, for all of you shredders out there. Yeah, we're going to go back to the visible satellite because it's just so cool, and we don't always show it on the channel, so, because we typically put out videos when it's too dark to see anything with the visible satellite. And let's center the imagery over my head. Visible satellite is a great way to see what's going on overhead, get a clue about the weather and so on. If you're interested in whether it's going to be sunny or cloudy, the visible satellite can help you out with that. And again, some cold, massive air here blowing down from Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron, all kinds of Great Lakes air blowing down into Pennsylvania, making for cold times indeed. of course, these areas with pressure gradients are the areas where you'll see those funky cloud formations. It's not rocket science. It's a bit more complex because there are a lot of systems at play here. You've got everything from gravity to atmospheric pressure, surface winds, upper level winds, the molecular mass of nitrogen versus water. Here's an area that's high pressure because of the higher mass of N2 versus H2O. This air is more massive. This air is less massive. Anyway, that's probably enough to help you and your mom forecast the weather. Oh, we've got more comments here. Let's not close out too early. Shout out to Jim G. Thanks for leaving comments. I wonder if the video will be demonetized. Maybe this content is a little bit too edgy. Oh, maybe the content's not suitable for most advertisers. We would never want to do that. As there's so much quality content on YouTube, we wouldn't want advertisers to advertise on our channel instead of channels with superior content, right? Oh my God. That would just be terrible. Because you've got a lot of dudes pretending to be doggies and pretending to eat food, and guys that are eating cactuses and all kinds of things like that on YouTube. A lot of very important content. So anyway, check it out. You've got a relative low in this area. Look at the air is more massive over here and over here than in here. You've got a channel of less massive air, which causes people to think that passenger planes are spraying chemicals in the atmosphere because they're trying to kill you or block out the sun, even though they must spray them in the stratosphere to accomplish that. A feat not really capable by mankind. All right, so we're getting all kinds of more comments here. Yeah, thanks everybody for dropping by and dropping us a line. Since you're here, let's pull up some additional information. How about some SDO data? How about today on the closest star? What about that? How about some great composite imagery? What do you think? By the way, as forecasted, there are CMEs occurring right now. Coronal mass ejections for you new viewers who have no idea what that is. It's when portions of the corona just go flying out into space. It's called a coronal mass ejection. Yes, charged particles known as solar plasma, which mainly consists of hydrogen nuclei, but also helium nuclei and electrons and a series of other heavy elements. A whole series of elements are blasting out of that thing, the closest star. Who knew? Apparently Eugene Parker knew back in the 1950s. Anyway, it's about to close out this video. I'm about to close out this video because the Smash News Network, least busted name of news, can only stomach so much YouTube live streaming. We're going to play another track for you here. I'm not sure what. How about, this is Figurine 2010. I'll be back to say goodbye in just a moment. So we'll see you in a bit. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you press like and subscribe. Check out our daily space weather videos. Nobody else is doing what we're doing. We're showing the most detailed interviewing data about the sun on the internet. I defy you to find a channel that's got more in-depth videos about this thing than ours. Good luck with that. We created a live streaming format years ago. So yeah, press like, press subscribe, press notify. Once again, congratulations on realizing our channel exists. And it wasn't without a little bit of effort, right? So anyway, once again, thanks everybody. We appreciate you tuning in. Happy Mother's Day. All you mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters out there, congratulations on realizing the channel exists. Here to Smash News Network. We are busting on CNN. We're busting on anybody who's cherry picking and trucking nonsense. If there's truth to power being spoken, hi. Our channel's a thing. Are you a bigger channel? What are you? Hopefully you're not putting out a bunch of claptrap. By the way, have you seen our community posts? There's an interesting community post about claptrap. I know there's a lot of it promoted on YouTube. So in any case, thanks especially viewers. Viewers, remember, if you happen to be on the board of multi-billion-dollar multinational corporations, don't mislead your investors. That's a bad move. And do visit our websites. I don't know if you've known about their existence, but smashomash.com features the Smash Team site. You can find all of our videos up there. We're not exclusive to YouTube. YouTube is just one of our outlets. We have 3 video outlets. So that's about it. We'll see you soon at the Smash News Network. Least busted name in news. May that solar wind be at your back as I sign off.